passing time.
Bryan, big shot. Where do you rank that shot with regards to other big shots you've hit during your career?
Best one. Yeah, I guess my best one probably. Just being down by what, 1, 2, something like that, and to shoot from half court, and like I was kind of off balance, so that's what kind of made the shot, I guess, better.
What were you thinking when you took that shot? Because you guys were up by almost like I think by 18 at one point, and kind of the lead slipped out of your hands, and you were down 1 with about 1 second left. What were you thinking when you took the shot?
In the previous play when it was a clear path foul and I missed the first free throw, I kind of put that upon myself to keep trying to get the win. And then I gave up again steal to Trent Wofford, and he made the 2, and then that's when I knew I had to make something. I had to make a play.
Coach, on that last play, was Xavier supposed to screen Wofford?
Yeah, he was supposed to screen him, hopefully have Wofford potentially, run him over, maybe get a foul call there. But secondarily, I needed him in the way to get my smaller guard. He wasn't, he's not tiny, but he's a little bit smaller with Wofford on him. A little bit of space to make the pass to Bryan. So it worked out still, didn't get as good of a screen as I wanted to, but Amadi made a good pass, and Bryan made a good catch and finish.
The kids seemed to handle Mountain Brook's press for most of the game. I mean, you knew they were going to press you. And then late in the game, it just kind of got away. Can you talk about what happened?
Yeah, what happened in the second half is they started making shots. They can't press us if they're not scoring. So in the first half, I think they had 15 points maybe. So they weren't scoring enough to be able to set up their pressure. So that gave us an opportunity to get out in transition, get into our offense. But they started hitting shots, number 23, hit a bunch of threes in the third quarter, fourth quarter. So once they start making shots, they can set up their pressure. And we knew for 32 minutes dealing with their pressure was going to be tough, and we got a little tired down the end, had a couple turnovers, but we'll work on it. We'll get better at it.
Scottie, when you fouled out, you had your 5 fouls. What were you thinking when that happened?
I felt bad for myself. I felt like I should have been in the game. That was the first thing. Then I shook it off, and I knew my teammates had my back. My coaches had my back, and I wasn't worried about if we were going to win or not.
Coach, you had a pretty successful high school and college career. What kind of wisdom and experience are you sharing with Scottie and Bryan from your?
Just stay humble and hungry and focused, right? There's a lot of distractions out there for kids nowadays, right? I didn't have social media or rivals following me around or overtime or all you guys following those guys around, right? And that's not a bad thing. That's not a knock on these guys. They're talented enough to have folks follow them around. But just focusing on what we need to do on the court as a team and making your teammates better. We had Coach Tom Crean come in and talk to us yesterday about just being good teammates and doing the right things and doing everything, above average, because we're an above average team. So just get them to focus on the little things like being good teammates and making the proper pass and, getting to the next play. And then everything else will take care of itself.
Can you talk about 2 of your players who aren't in the room right now? One being Xavier, who had 6 rebounds, and the other, Alex Klatsky, who struggled to shoot throughout the week, but really caught fire early in the game.
Sure, yeah. Alex is I don't want to say our designated shooter, but he's a guy who can knock down shots. And anytime you have guys like Scottie and Bryan on the court making plays and creating for folks, they draw a lot of attention. So Alex was open, and we tell Alex to shoot when he's open all the time. And half the time, when he's struggling, he doesn't want to shoot. But today he did a great job of shaking that off. And Xavier, he's a warrior. He goes out there and battles. And we know Xavier knows he needs to rebound for us, and if not rebound, just bring us energy. And he does a great job of doing that. And he did it today. I think he could have had a couple more rebounds, but that's just the coach in me.
Scottie and Bryan, a few months ago, you guys had the pleasure of participating in the Team USA minicamp. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience, what you learned?
I think that was definitely a confidence booster and just a mentality change, switch. When you're surrounded by top talent, all you can do is play 100% all the time. Even if you're not the best player, you can show that you're the hardest worker. That's definitely the number one thing I took away from the camp.
Earlier this past summer, some footage surfaced of you shortly after you got offered from Duke. Can you speak to that offer and just the significance of it?
It's Duke. There's nothing more you can say. It's a great university outside of basketball, and Coach K is an even better coach. He told me that he didn't want to offer me and Bryan at the same time because he wanted felt like I was ready to accept the offer, that's when he offered me. John Shire came to all of our games, and we're in constant contact with him. We're actually in the group chat. We play like the text games all the time, and he'd just be whooping me and pull. So we're building a good relationship with John, and you know, the Duke offer was definitely a big one for me, and a big one for Bryan.
Nice.
What does it mean to you guys to be part of the City of Palms tournament and that invitation, and what are you guys planning for next year?
Want me to answer that?
You got it.
No, this is one of the best, if not the best, you know, Christmas holiday tournaments in the country. I think we had, on our side of the bracket alone, 6 or 7 top 25 teams, depending upon the publication. So anytime you get invited to this tournament and play on this stage and be mentioned in the same breath as some of those really solid programs, it's an honor. We obviously came here to win games too. It's not just, we don't want to just be here for the sake of being here. We wanted to come and compete and show everybody what we can do as a team and represent New Jersey to the best of our ability.
It's pretty well documented that you guys are some of the hardest working players in high school due to your rigorous workout sessions. Can each of you tell me a facet of your game that you worked on to improve this summer?
Staying in shape. You know, I'm a high motor kind of player. Even though I'm a guard, I want to rebound, I want to block shots, I want to make plays for me, and I hate sitting on the bench. My coach knows that. And you know, staying in shape and
I love taking you out of the game though.
lifting and just having a high motor 24/7. You have to be in shape to do that. So definitely taking care of my body and starting to consume the right things and building it up. Not only for now, but to play at that next level. That's the biggest thing I've been working on.
This year we ranked you guys at number 6 in the state coming into the year. Obviously we think it's going to be a breakout year for the program. Can you tell us what you learned from last year's run and what that's going to help come during playoff time this year, both short conference and state championship?
Last year we were all juniors, so we were all sophomores, my bad. Just having like a small taste of playing against like St. Pat's and Newark East Side, those teams, those nitty-gritty teams, those gave us, you know, great tests for this year. So this year, if we play against, you know, St. Pat's or Roselle or a team like that in the state, it's just going to be like we're playing against them last year. Just keep playing.
Is it championship or bust at Rainey this year?
100%. We don't play basketball to only learn, but we play basketball to win games as a team, as a family. And now our biggest focus is trying to build that culture of a winning program. Coach Dodge talks about it all the time. So definitely winning championships is the main focus of what we're trying to do.
Can you guys speak to the significance of the addition of Xavier this season and Amadou the season prior, and how they've helped the team overall?
Adding those two pieces definitely is a kind of a relief, you know, because you know, Bryan doesn't have to do as much, and I don't have to do as much. Xavier's an energy guy just like I am. We feed off each other, and Bryan's a great defender, and Amadou kind of helps him out on that side as well when they're at the top. So you have those two guys having the backcourt, Xavier running the front court. It's a dangerous sight to look at.
I think it also helps because it puts guys in their natural position. A lot of times last year I had Scottie playing power forward or center depending upon the situation. You know, before we added Amadou, I had Bryan running the point, 2 to 3. When you have those guys on our team now, it allows them to be in their natural position, and they're a little bit more comfortable doing that. Not that they can't do the other things, it's just making them a little bit more comfortable, making the game a little easier for them to do what they do and do it well.
Some may consider you, Scottie, almost like an undersized small forward, but like a normal sized shooting guard. How do you think that helps your game, while at the same time makes your game kind of weaker in a way?
I'm not sure. I've never really gotten that question. I think my game will never change. I think I'm always going to be a facilitator. I don't really worry about scoring or my size. I think my heart and my natural New Jersey competitive nature. I don't care about points or stats. I just care about winning basketball games. No matter what position I'm playing, I'm going to continue to do that.
This summer you guys played with Team Rio in numerous elite tournaments across the U.S. Tell us a little bit about that experience and what you learned or what you enjoyed from this summer.
Playing with Team Rio, our head coach is Mike Rice. He was a previous college coach. So having him scream at us at practices, molding us into, college players as we're growing up, just being around that type of atmosphere with him, and pretty much we all grow up as a whole. Playing with these group of guys, some of them went to the same school as me. I think 3 or 4 of them went to the same school, so it wasn't more like, I don't know you type thing. It was more just like we're like brothers and we're still playing for a year round.
And one more question for you, Bryan. I think you scored 30 in just about every competition. How are you preparing mentally, and what, if anything, did you do differently coming into this tournament to perform at the level that you did?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really have a mindset. I just listen to music, talk to my friends, and just go out there and play.
What are you listening to these days?
Migos.
Sometimes Migos, Future.
Damn,
Yeah, that's on the
King
time.
Game.
No.
that's my man. So I'm playing my time.
Okay. I don't know, just a couple of genres on country.
You guys.
As for Coach T.
Oh yeah, that was
Big
Coach T.
range
Sorry,
of-
Coach T. Just anything that pops up into my phone. So I listen to.
That's all I got.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.